Dasara Platform, also called the Mahanaumi Dibba, is the most imposing of the ruins in the royal enclosure. As the name indicates, this was the platform from which the kings reviewed the 9-day festivities of Dasara, which were conducted in a spectacular manner, mirroring the splendor of the capital. There was a beautiful palace on this platform. One can imagine how the palace of the Mahanaumi Dibba looked through the accounts of Domingo Pei. Speaking of the building that stood on this basement, he says,
"This building stands on pillars shaped like elephants and with other figures, and all open in front, and they go up to it by staircase of stone. Around it, underneath, is a terrace paved with very good flagstones, where stand some of the people looking at the feast. This house is called the House of Victory, as it was made when the king came back from the war against Orissa."
Describing the Dasara festival, Pei has this to say of what took place during the night.
"As soon as the sun is down, many torches are lit, and some great flambeaux made of cloth, and these are placed about the arena in such a way that the whole is as light as day, and even along the top of the walls, for on all the battlements are lighted lamps, and the place where the king sits is all full of torches. As soon as these are all lit up, they are introduced many very graceful plays and contrivances, but these do not stop long. They only approach where the king is and go out. Then there enter other in other fashion, with battles of people on horseback. These horses are like the hobby horses made in Portugal for the feast of the Corpo de Dois. Others come with casting nets, fishing, and capturing the men that are in the arena. When these amusements are ended, they begin to throw up many rockets and many different sorts of fires, also castles that burn and fling out from themselves many bombs and rockets.
Like in Hazara Rama Temple, there are a number of panels on the Mahanaumi Dibba that depict a procession of elephants, horses, camels, and soldiers. These once again reflect the military review that was done by the king soon after the Mahanavami festival was over. Pei, who witnessed this review of the military by the king, has this to say.
Thus accompanied, the king passed along, gazing at his soldiers, who gave great shouts and cries and struck their shields. The horses neighed, the elephants screamed so that it seemed as if the city would be overturned. The hills and valleys and all the ground trembled with the discharge of arms and muskets. And to see the bombs and fire missiles over the plains, this was indeed wonderful. Truly, it seemed as if the whole world were collected there. As soon as the king had finished his ceremonies, he again took horse and returned to the city. Then to see those who were on the hills and slopes, and the descent of them with their shouts and beating of shields and shaking of arrows and bows that were without count. Truly, I was so carried out with myself that it seemed as if what I saw was a vision and that I was in a dream.
All that now remains of this once magnificent building on the Dasara platform is the stone basement. This platform measures 40 meters by 40 meters at the base and 24 square meters at the top. It has 3 tiers. An interesting aspect is that the upper tier resembles the basement of a temple with projected parts modeled after a miniature shrine with lotus and bracelet moldings for the plinth and a divine figure in the niche. Another notable feature of the Mahanaumi Dibba, which attracts our attention, is the decoration of the sides with sculptured panels. These reliefs, diverse in themes, throw welcome light on many aspects of the social and cultural life of the people, as also the royal activities. Apart from hunting scenes, the panels also depict the holy festival, the royal court, the procession of elephants, horses, camels and soldiers, musicians and women engaged in stick play. Switch off the tape now and proceed to the Queen's bath before putting on the tape again.